So it looks like the rest of Battle Bond and Guilds of Ravnica were added to Magic Online. So the question is, was there anything added that should be added to this deck? Well, no. I was thinking about Divine Visitation, but I just don't think it's really worth it. Had some people who convinced me that it's probably not worth even testing. So let's just jump into the BLOODHALL. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the BLOODHALL. I'm your host, Magical Hacker, as always. I mean, who else would host this? But this is the show where we try to defeat not one, not two, but three opponents in a game of multiplayer Commander. This is the second game of Season 8. We're playing Nahiri, 5 mana for a legendary 3 loyalty Nahiri. We'll go ahead and talk about our abilities in just a second. Hopefully everyone is on board. Yeah, I can get behind that too. Looking at our hand, we got no lands. We do have land tax, but it's just, without a land, it's just not keepable. So we're going to mulligan. Almost press the keep button there. 3 lands looks pretty nice. We don't have a creature yet, but we can always get a creature with Nahiri. That's not a problem at all. We do have enough creatures in the deck to be able to get a easy early equip down and onto it. So yeah, not bad. So what are the abilities of Nahiri? All right, well, it can be our commander, even though it's a planeswalker. Normally planeswalkers can't, but it can thanks to that 4th ability. So what are its loyalty abilities? Well, +2, we can create a 1/1 core soldier creature token and attach an equipment we control to it. -2 to put an equipment card from our hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. And then -10 to create a colorless equipment artifact token named Stoneforge Blade. It has indestructible and equip 0 and gives the equipped creature +5 and double strike. So definitely a lot of options here. Usually we're going to be going for the +2 and the -2. I don't remember the last time I needed to do a -10. It's just not as useful, I think, as the -2 in order to use that, those loyalties. I typically use those -2s, bring back some equipment that have been gotten rid of. Somebody says, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to see that Pariah Shield. I'm going to get rid of it." So they get, we just -2, bring it back, +2, put another token on it every turn, and be happy. Be very, very happy. Now, what we're going to be even happier about is we find one of our creatures in it. And we got plenty of creatures. We got 13 creatures in here. Every 1 out of every 8 cards in our deck is a creature. So, mulligan to 6 cards. No, we're going to keep this. This looks keepable. We would like to find a creature, but if we don't, we just need to find 2 lands, and we'll be good to go. Good to go. So, do we want to find 2 lands or 1 creature? That's the question that we have. Either one works for us. Getting a creature down obviously means that we can get the Sword of the Animist going down a little bit quicker. For example, we get a 3-drop creature down. Turn 4, we equip the Sword of the Animist onto it and get an extra land. Very nice indeed. Let's see what our opponents are doing. Do we want to go for the Adventurous Fair first? No, I think we just need to find a Plains. We're just going for the Plains. Pass the turn. Adventurous Fair is nice, but I don't want to play it until I absolutely need to, or I'll get some value from having it down. At the moment, it's just not that great to just get down and then, oh, well, here's something that can destroy all non-basic lands. Like, I didn't have to play that early on. So we're just going to play the Plains, pass the turn. What are our opponents doing? Well, we got Drakey 121 playing Atraxa. Our ex-girlfriend keeps coming every time. 4 mana for a legendary 4/4 Angel Horde with Flying and Vigilance and Death Touch and Lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, proliferate. So, what are we seeing? Well, we could see any number of things. We could see Flying Tribal, Vigilance Tribal, Death Touch Tribal, Lifelink Tribal. Okay, maybe not all those are likely, but we definitely could see something based on one of those 4 keywords. Another one, Death Touch. You put it with some cards that grant Atraxa a way to deal damage to creatures. Let me think of a good example. Wolf Caller's Quiver, I think. Something like that, like a Wolf Hunter's Quiver or something. It's an equipment that you can put onto Atraxa, give it an ability to ping creatures, and thanks to that Death Touch, you can just take them out. Lifelink is another important keyword there. We might see something along the lines of life gain kind of deck. All right, Magical Hacker, it's our turn. That's whose turn it is. Quiet as Spike into the hand. All right, we're just going to play down this Sword of the Animist. Get it down so that we can just equip it later on without having to pay 2 mana for the converted mana cost. We'll just play that down now. Most likely, though, we're going to see something with the Proliferate ability. Usually, it's either like a Super Friends deck to proliferate, a Infect deck to proliferate the poison counters, maybe a +1/+1 counter deck. I mean, there's a lot of directions that you can take Atraxa, which I think is why she's so popular. Beyond the fact that she's very versatile, in each one of those versatile ways, she's a very powerful commander. And then on top of that, you add, people love playing more colors than they need to, so Atraxa there, also very good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Drakey 1/1 doing with old Atraxa Praetor's Voice. McGriff 27 is playing Maelstrom Wanderer, 8 mana, which is a lot, but once you see the abilities, you understand why it's so good. For a legendary 7/5 elemental with creatures you control, have haste. Pretty nice, a fervor effect. Not too bad, but also Cascade. So, usually what we end up seeing from Maelstrom decks are, you know, you get a bunch of ramp down, ramp into Maelstrom Wanderer, and he gives you 2 more ramp pieces so that if Maelstrom Wanderer gets taken care of, you just play it again for some more value. Alright, we draw into another equipment here. We're going to play down this Plains. Nothing we can do besides play one of our equipment. So do we want to play Quietus Spike or Sword of Light and Shadow? I think we're going to go for the Quietus Spike, so that next time we can go for Grappling Hook. Find a 5th land, we can equip with Quietus Spike. I think that's what we're going to go for here. Quietus Spike coming down. It is a bit scary thanks to the second ability, but when people have no blockers. But luckily, I'm pretty sure that these two players will get some blockers here pretty soon. Maelstrom Wanderer, typically a Cascade type deck where you're cascading into a bunch of stuff. Now, normally I do see a lot of ramp and good stuff decks for Maelstrom Wanderer, so we're gonna be anticipating that. Alchemist's Refuge, okay, we're gonna be anticipating a lot of ramp, good stuff. Glenalendra, very good in this type of deck. Now, the problematic part here is that we have a lot of non-creatures in this deck, so this can really take care of us. Like, if this counters our commander, that's going to be a problem for us. Alright, 5 coming from Yidris, attacking us. Yeah, nothing we can do about it. My internet connection is having some technical difficulties. Just boot me. Rip YouTube fame, if so. Alright, well, we're going to get hit for 5 commander damage. We need to figure out something to do so that doesn't happen again. They're going to be able to cascade here. Now, let's just ask him. Are you planning on spreading the Yidris love around? Alright, Chromatic Lantern, cascading into Soul Ring here. So we got another Cascade deck. Angel of Hope is playing Yidris Maelstrom Wielder, 4 mana for a legendary 5/4 Ogre with Wizard, and whenever Yidris Maelstrom Wielder deals combat damage to a player, as you cast spells from your hand this turn, they gain Cascade. So, what did they just cascade into with all that mana? They played Helm of the Host and cascaded into Darksteel Ingot. They played Phyrexian Reclamation and cascaded down into Mana Crypt. Alright, so we're seeing quite a lot of stuff here. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana with a Helm of the Host here, so they can get a bunch of extra Yidrises too. So definitely a problematic position that we're in. Now we can use Strip Mine, but Strip Mine is not going to actually help us for anything. So let's just go Inventor's Fair. We're gonna wait to see what's going on. Are they planning on spreading that love around? I don't mind waiting like a minute or two. Just gonna ask here, are you attacking me with Yidris next turn? Or are you planning on hitting someone else? Alright, so they're going around the board. That means that they're going to be a threat to everybody here. Let's just go ahead and go for Grappling Hook. We're going to go ahead and play 4 here. Grappling Hook coming down. We're going to pass the turn. Now, I have no enemies yet. Yeah. No comment. Alright. So Angel of Hope playing Yidris Maelstrom Wielder. most likely we're going to see something pretty similar to a Maelstrom Wanderer deck, where they're playing a bunch of ramp, playing some things that will get Cascade. Now, the nice thing here, though, is some decks. I've seen some really interesting decks with Yidris where they have only 1 0-drop, and it's Living End. And so they play a bunch of 1-drops that are, also pretty good, not bad 1-drops to have. The idea being with Yidris, they can all right, cool. So Yidris, where are they going? Yeah, they can just play a 1-drop and find that 0-drop creature. They can play all of their non-1-drops before combat. Then once they deal with Yidris, they can play a 1-drop and then definitely find that 0-drop, which is basically Living Death. They can get all the creatures back from the graveyard, put everybody's stuff away. So kind of an interesting build. I've always wanted to play that with Yidris. I don't know if I'll ever do that, but Yidris kind of cool in that aspect. So Angel of Hope says, "I will warn you though, I am a woman, and hell hath no fury, like a woman scorn." That's the rest of that. That's the rest of that saying. So I turn into vengeance mode when people touch my stuff. Well, what can I say here? People will always touch people's stuff. Just gotta take it in stride sometimes, and I'm gonna put here, just gotta take it in stride when you can, if necessary. Just gotta take it in stride when you can, or try to. All right, so what are we doing next turn? We're gonna play another Strip Mine, get down Nahiri, equip up the Quietest Spike, and be okay. We'll be fine. After that, though, we could go for a sort of the Animist onto that token, and move the Quietest Spike over to a different creature. Now we see here Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. We see the Glenalendra coming down. Now we'll have to keep in mind, if they've got the blue mana open with Glenalendra, then here the Lithomancer could get countered here, and that would be pretty problematic for us because that means we wouldn't have any other creatures to go for. What we might want to do instead, okay, McGriff here, we're waiting on them. I think they were the ones that said that they might have some internet problems here. No, it's Drakey. Okay, so Drakey got down the Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. They found that blue mana, so they've got that Death Touch blocker here. Means that Yidris probably not going to be attacking them. Now they'll probably be attacking this McGriff player since they said they will not be attacking us. They chose not to put Helm of the Host on there, which is an interesting choice for sure. All right, okay, cool. So 5 coming at McGriff, 27. Okay. Will they block it? I don't think they will. Now this only triggers from dealing damage to a player, so if they try to attack our Nahiri with it, at least it means that they won't get the Cascade. Now they still got a mostly full hand. They're at 5 cards in the hand. They've got a ton of stuff here. Ooh, destroy all artifacts you don't control. All right, so that's going to destroy our 3 artifacts here. They're going to Cascade into a 0-drop, but they already have their only 0-drop onto the battlefield, so don't need to worry about that. Our 3 artifacts go into the graveyard. Bit rough here. This means that our Batterskull is going to be enough to save us, because this is going to be a 4/4 that can block this Yidris Maelstrom Wielder and destroy it. All right, so they're equipping up the Yidris here. Hopefully somebody finds a way to deal with some of this nonsense going on. All right, so let's see what we draw into. We draw into All Is Dust. That's going to be good later on, but for right now, not very helpful. Let's play down the Strip Mine. We were going to play Nahiri and equip and get a Death Touch blocker, but I think in this situation we can't go for Nahiri. We have to go for a Batterskull here. Let's get Batterskull down. That's going to give us a blocker. So if they choose to attack us with one of the Maelstroms, we can just block, gain 4 life, kill one of the Maelstrom wielders, one of the Yidrises. Yep, we got a 4/4 lifelink vigilance. Nothing else we can do here. Drakey and McGriff, hopefully they've got some answers for this Yidris nonsense going on. Maelstrom Pulse targeting the Yidris. Very nice. Okay, so they'll still have enough mana to get it down next turn. And potentially even enough to get the Helm of the Host down on it as well. So that's a 5 equip. The Yidris here is 4 mana. It's going to be 6 mana. So they have to have 11 mana here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the Soul Ring. 8 from that. 9, 10. So if they find a land next turn, they can go for Helm of the Host on Yidris. And attack with a Yidris that's got haste thanks to Helm of the Host. Alright, so Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. Did it attack? Yes, it did. It attacked Angel of Hope here. Okay, hopefully she does not find a land here. That would be pretty problematic for us. But the lack of green I'm getting is making me real sad. Yeah, I feel you. You got 2 of the utility lands, but no green yet. Yeah, you can't. It's hard to run a lot of utility lands in a 3-color deck. I tend to run like maybe like 2 or 3, maybe 4. I don't remember exactly how many I run, but it's tough when you draw into all those utility lands. You know, if you're getting, I mean, even this I would consider a utility land. They got 3 utility lands on their battlefield, so that's like, you know, the majority of the utility lands I would run in a 3-color deck. Yeah. Yeah, but once they do get the green, they'll be able to use these 2 utility lands. This one you can't use anyways. Demonic Tutor. Okay, so this is not the best. I mean, it's a pretty problematic state as well. They could grab something like Paradox Engine and really be good to go in terms of mana. Hopefully that's not what we see here. That would be pretty rough on us. Now, they did tap 2 of their artifact cards for it, so it makes me think that maybe we do see the Paradox Engine coming down. That would be problematic for us because our All Is Dust board wipe in our hand would not be able to take care of those problems. All right, what are they playing? They are playing something for 5 mana. Okay, Gilded Lotus. That's not a Paradox Engine. It's still a 5-drop. Gives them plenty of ramp. That means that next turn they'll be able to have the Yidris down and the Helm of the Host activated on it, and potentially even more spells during the main phase 2 to cascade with. Would not be a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun for us, at least. A lot of fun for them, I'm sure, but not for us. Looks like they're getting down Yidris now. Alright, cool. So they're going to get down Yidris, be able to equip Helm of the Host next turn. We've only got 5 mana, so nothing here we'll find will be able to get us to 7 mana this turn. Alright, so what do we want to go for? We'll find a Plains. So we've got 6 mana to work with here. Sword of Light and Shadow. That'll give us protection from Yidris. Let's go for that. Now, hopefully nobody here goes for something to get rid of our stuff. So we're going to go here, tap the Inventor Sphere. Sword of Light and Shadow coming down. Are they going to counter it? Hopefully not. Sword of Light and Shadow is just, all it's doing here is just helping us. We're just going to gain 3 life from the Sword of Light and Shadow. It's not really too problematic. And they have no black and white, so they let it resolve. We're going to go ahead and equip the Germ. I'm pretty sure we don't care about any of these lands out right now. This Kessig Wolf Run's nice, as is the Alchemist Refuge, but not really worried about it. So we're going to pretend like we have a white mana here. We're going to choose Germ. We're going to go ahead and activate we're going to choose to tap this Strip Mine, because if we don't have a Path to Exile in our hand, that makes us think that we would hold up the Strip Mine just in case. So we've got our Vigilance sorted Germ here. So we're going to go ahead and go to combat. And who do we want to attack? Well, I think it would be silly to attack anybody other than Angel of Hope. So we're going to go ahead and go there. Now, they can't attack us unless they choose to attack with both of their creatures, which would be kind of silly. Unless they are okay with paying 10 mana to have a Yidris Helm of the Host by the end of their turn. So we're going to go ahead and attack Angel of Hope for 6 damage. They can't block it because Yidris is black. We will just gain 9 life. So going up to 44. But other than that, we'll just have a 6/6 protection from black blocker. That means that if they get rid of one of our artifacts, we'll still be able to have a good blocker up against the Yidris. So I'm happy. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the state that we're in at the moment. Once we get down, once we find another land, we can go for all his dust and really be good. Really be set by that point. Yeah, we don't have a target, so we're going to press OK. But we will gain the 3 life from it. We will use that ability. And, okay, so that's it for our turn. We're going to go ahead and pass the turn here. Now, because we don't have a path or swords in our hand, we don't really need to be worrying about keeping our yield up. So I'm just going to be yielding through turns here with my shortcut. So next turn they'll have a bunch of mana. Not the best situation. They are at 26 though, and with 6 more damage on the board, they could be potentially down to 20 by the beginning of their turn, which is halfway there, but not close enough for my not close enough for comfort. Let me put it that way. All right, so Drakey not playing a bunch this game. Just two cards by turn 6. Now they're attacking us for 4 Atraxa damage here. Interesting for sure, but I don't mind taking it, going down to 40 and 4 Atraxa damage. At some point we'll find a way to get a flying, make our germ fly. So I'm not too worried about that. But like I said, kind of interesting they're choosing not to attack Angel of Hope. Look at all that mana. They still have more than half of their maximum hand size in their hand. They've got a Yidris down with a Helm of the Host. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff's going on here. I'm surprised they're not going for something on Angel of Hope. Now they might not be casting stuff because of Glenalendra. That might be what's happening here. And Glenalendra might be not countering stuff because they're waiting for Atraxa. So we might be seeing a stalemate here between these two players. The fact that they're not getting green here also kind of making it so that they're wanting to just use their mana for counter spells and hold up Glenalendra here. So we're in a very interesting position. We did have 3 of our artifacts blown up. Now the nice thing is we've got something in the command zone that can just bring them back as we need to. Quietus Spike is not bad at all. Probably would get that back with Nahiri, not for the second ability, but just for the Death Touch. Alright, Helm of the Host going on to Yidris. They're going to make a token here that has haste during the beginning of combat. They'll be able to attack with both of these things. We can block one of them. Oh, what's happening here? Are they getting rid of the Yidris? Ooh, Cyclonic Rift to return all of the non-land permanents. Alright, so they're down to just 4 lands here. 7 lands over there. We got 5 lands, so we're next in line in terms of who's got it good. What do we want to play this next turn? Well, if we don't find a land, we've got 6 mana to work with. With an empty board like this, I'm thinking that maybe it's okay to go for Nahiri. If we -2 her, she'll be down to 1, which means that the Glenalendra can take her out. So maybe not the best thing to go for here. If we find a 1-drop artifact, no, not likely, because nothing we can find will block. Well, I guess if we find a 1-drop artifact, we can go for the +2, and then we don't mind if Glenalendra, counters something. Oh no, it won't be able to counter our Nahiri, but it can attack it. That's the problem. I don't know. My brain is it's a little bit tilt from the rift. Nah, that rift was fine because that hurt this opponent more than anybody else. Okay, so let's go to. Alright, we found Godsend. Well, that's really nice to get down before the turn before Nahiri. So let's go ahead and get down the Godsend. Yeah, let's just tap 3 lands. And then we're going to go for Sword of Light and Shadow so we don't waste our mana here. Next turn we can get down the Nahiri +2 equipped to Godsend and be real good. Really, really good. If we find a land, I wouldn't mind even going for All His Dust, although I'm sure that's something that the Glenalendra would want to counter. So we'll see if that's what they go for. They play down the Atraxa Praetor's Voice. What do they got 3 mana for here? Maybe Oath of Gideon? No, they're just tapping out. Okay, Atraxa Praetor's Voice, they're going to proliferate. Now that's the nice thing about this persist. Once it persists, the Atraxa can just persist it away. Put another -1 counter on it, get rid of it. Nope, done. I'm done with you. You know. Next turn. Now we could still go for that strip mine activation. We could get the green, like whatever green land McGriff eventually finds, we can get with strip mine, but that's really mean. And I don't know. I feel like sure it would help us because that's one less opponent for us to worry about. And really, when the people that what you're looking at is Atraxa and Maelstrom Wanderer and Yidris, I mean, you're not happy. you're not in a happy state anyways, because those are 3 really scary commanders. More often than not, you'll find at least 1 scary commander in a game, but to find 3, definitely not as likely, but still definitely can happen. All right, I'm telling my friend about this game right now since he can't watch. The weakest and most casual player. He can watch it in the future. Put a little winky face there. That way she can tell her friend, you know, you can watch in the future. Well, only if no one concedes or times out. You know, just clarifying. But if you're watching this, then nobody conceded. You know, isn't it nice to know ahead of time? You know, I'm going to watch a game, and no one's going to concede. The person that's going to win is not going to be because all 3 of their opponents conceded. We are in Discord right now. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so this next turn, if you know, as long as our Godsend doesn't go away, I'm thinking that we're going to be using our Nahiri to equip the Godsend. But that said, this Glenalendra definitely can counter some stuff. Now, I'm thinking that Angel of Hope might still be the player with the strongest board state, and something like that might make the Glenalendra counter 2 things. You know, I can only hope. You know, now this 5 might be attacking us. We have no blockers. This Atraxa is a great blocker, but yep, hitting us. Okay. We'll be up to 10 commander damage. Not the best position to be in, to be honest. This is a 3 equipped, so we cannot get down the Battle Skull and the Godsend here. Yep, they're going to get a trigger off of Yidris. Nothing we can do. Nice thing is, even though a 1/1 attached with Godsend wouldn't normally be able to prevent Yidris from triggering, it's just 4 toughness, and Yidris has trample. The nice thing is, it will actually exile it before combat damage is dealt, so Yidris will be going into the command zone. Even if they have like a reanimate spell in their hand, they're not going to want to let it go to exile, because it's going to be exiling, not destroying. So Rhystic Study and Gilded Lotus coming down for Angel of Hope here. Surprised that Glenalendra did not counter the Rhystic Study there. But it looks like they are going to be countering the Gilded Lotus. Okay. Surprised on that Rhystic Study one. That's for sure. Maybe they missed it. Could always be that they missed it. I miss stuff all the time, you know. Not paying attention, like, oh man, I wanted to counter that. Whoops. But on Magic Online, you can't undo. Unfortunately, you cannot undo. All right, what are they tapping more mana for? Jace's Archivist. Okay, that's great for us. Actually, we're okay with that because putting artifacts into our graveyard is nice. Fellwar Stone's not something that's really counterable. McGriff. Let me ask McGriff. Would you counter my commander? Copy artifact. All right, what do they want to copy? Because they can copy any artifact here. Does not get countered. We're asking McGriff, would you counter my commander? If they say, yeah, I'd counter that, and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to do something different. If they say, we're just going to counter whatever you do, and I'll be like, all right, well, I'm not going to play anything. Atraxa will just get rid of the Glenalendra. All right, look at all this stuff on the board state. I mean, it's pretty nasty stuff to see. Sword of the Animus, they're going to cascade. What are they going to cascade into? Now, the nice thing is, even if we don't find... Probably... They're saying probably... So, that means they're probably going to do it. Let's see what we find here. Even Mind Sensor. Alright, well that means that we're not completely... We don't have like 0 things to do here. So... We can't strip mine to try to block them off of blue mana here. Unfortunately. And even Mind Sensor is not a non-creature spell, so we can go ahead and get that down now and equip something to it. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go even Mind Sensor. 1, 2, 3. Now they can always... Oh, we have to pay an extra here. Do we want to put Godsend on it or Sword of Light and Shadow? Sword of Light and Shadow means that we can block and kill a Yidris. So that's probably just as good as having a Godsend on it. So let's just go okay. And we are going to pay that 1. Yeah, because even Godsend, you know... It's nice, but then again, if they're okay with sacrificing their Yidris, putting it in the command zone, and then finding something else to... Sword of Light and Shadow gains us life. Godsend protects us. And if they draw into a card, that's just one more card for the Jace's Archivist to see. So we're not going to pay 1, because if they find a bunch of cards, then Jace's Archivist is going to be good for everybody. So I'm going to say no here, and I'm going to equip the Godsend up. Put that onto the Aven Mind Sensor. Yeah. Now we could protect it from white and black removal, but I doubt that Atraxa is really going to want to get rid of Aven Mind Sensor. I mean, they might be wanting to get rid of it, but I don't know. I have no idea. Alright. Thank you for the card draw. I'll remember how nice you were. I'm not going to actually respond to it, because the last thing I want is for my opponents to think that me and Angel are teaming up. I'm going to say here... I just want a great blocker. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want them to think that I'm not on their team. I don't want my opponents, the other opponents, to think that I am on their team. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to, not respond. You don't have to always respond, but sometimes responding is the best move. I think here, not responding is the best move that can happen. Right at replication, targeting the Jace's Archivist. Very interesting indeed. Now, they can go for the counter spell here. Which I'm assuming they would want to do because of the fact that Atraxa can just get rid of it anyways. Yeah, it looks like they're countering it. Okay, cool. So they're countering it. They would only be getting 1 creature. They did not kick it. So what is it that they're playing now? They're just tapping out. Okay, so they're just tapping out. McGriff used up their Glenalendra. The... Tropical Island, the Thespian stage is now becoming a copy of the Tropical Island. Someone dumped a bunch of water, grew some plants real quick on the stage. Maybe the plants that you're seeing here, maybe they're just like the kindergarten, that's the tree. I don't know if you can see me. I really do. I'm doing more of a cactus. So, where is this attacking? This is attacking at McGriff. Now, we do need a blocker eventually. Oh, we got one. Haha! We got a Flying Godsend blocker here. Batterskull would be nice to get down, and I think with this combo here, Nahiri's nice. We can actually use the -2 and be pretty happy. Not anything here that I'm really seeing that I want a -2 for though. So maybe Batterskull is the better move. Batterskull pay for Rhystic Study. If we find a land, that I wouldn't mind going Sword of Light and Shadow onto Aven Mind Sensor, or actually maybe onto Batterskull. Maybe that'd be better. No, I think Sword of Light and Shadow onto Aven Mind Sensor, not so much for the trigger, but for the pro black and pro white. I think that would be a lot better because Atraxa is playing black and white. So if they want to get rid of this Aven Mind Sensor to do some tutoring, then you know, having Sword of Light and Shadow means that they can only use their blue and green removal. And, you know, those two colors aren't really that well known for having a lot of removal for creatures. They do have Pongify and Beast Within and Rapid Hybridization and Reality Shift and, you know, Cyclonic Rift. I mean, they got all those things, but black and white, those are the ones that I'm really worried about. Now, this Sword of Light and Shadow does mean that if Aven Mind Sensor goes away and we have a creature from Nahiri that gets in with Sword of Light and Shadow, we can bring Aven Mind Sensor back, play it onto the battlefield. This is very much a graveyard deck in a lot of senses of the word. You've got Sword of Light and Shadow and Nahiri both kind of working together here. Now, that means that this opponent is going to draw a bunch of cards, which means most likely, all right, Mystical Tutor. That's going to put an instant or sorcery card on top, which is going to be one of the cards they're going to cascade into. Oof. Let's just put oof. Mystical Tutor into a cascade. They put Nature's Lore on top. Interesting choice. Oh, they want more forests. I gotcha. I gotcha. Maelstrom Wanderer coming down. Okay. So they got a 7/5 haste attacker. Now, if they attack us, we'll block. I mean, that'll exile this because it's whenever it blocks. So it's before damage is even dealt. Where's this gonna go? You tell me. Come on, where's this going? All right, Mana Crypt gonna trigger. They're gonna flip. Now, if they do activate this Jace's Archivist, they've got 9 cards in the hand. I would not mind drawing up to 9 or 8 now. You know, if they play another card, you know, there's a lot of things that we can go for here. Jace's Archivist, though, I'm pretty sure they're not going to go for it just because it's going to be card advantage for their opponents. I could be wrong, though. I could definitely be wrong. They do have Yidris. They'll have a way to make a token copy of it. So let's see if they attack us with the main Yidris. I don't mind taking Yidris damage and giving them Cascade. That doesn't bother me. The problem that bothers me the most... Oh, it's not Helm of the Host. It's Sword of the Animist. Okay. So they're gonna get a land here. They found a forest. Yeah, I don't mind taking the you know, damage from a Yidris. I just don't mind the commander damage because we're up to 10. Look at that, up to 10 Yidris damage. I don't want to take more than that. 15 is, you know, as far as I'll go and not be salty. 20 I'll go and I probably won't be salty still, but 21, you know, once I get there, I mean, I still probably won't be salty, but I will be dead. And so you know, you can't be as salty when you're dead. At least that's my thing. All right, they're gonna trade with Yidris. And their Atraxa. They can still play it next turn. Interesting choice there. That was kind of like their best move, though, because Maelstrom Wanderer, they don't want that in the command zone. That's for sure. This one, they would stop them from getting any triggered by. So, Helm of the Host coming down. They traded off their Yidris, at least, to get some Cascade here. Wayward Swordtooth, okay. So, they do have the City's Blessing, so this can attack and block, but they'll be able to play an extra land per turn. Let's see what they're going for. They got 7 cards in the hand. Now, if they can get their number of cards down to 3. Ooh, Paradox Engine. Look at that. Mechanized Production. Oh, boy. So, we're seeing some problems here. Lots and lots of problems. Maybe. I mean, they'll have a way to get... Okay, so they're going to get extra Soul Rings. If they do activate this Jace's Archivist and we get something in our hand, I think this Allah's Dust is going to be at least helpful in one way to get us, you know, to the point. Okay, they got the Academy Ruins, though. We do need to keep track of that. And everything they play will have Cascade, so maybe. So let's see if they end up getting there. And I'm going to do what I probably should be doing more often is when one person's kind of going off, I'm going to go ahead and close the other 2 opponents for now, just so we have a better view of what their board state looks like. I don't have to keep scrolling left and right with the arrows. Golgari Signet coming down. They're going to go ahead and tap for a bunch of mana. Torian Mauler. Very cool. Interesting deck indeed. So we're just going to keep track here and just look at what's going on. Now, they have so much mana that that with Paradox Engine, there is almost no chance that they don't get a crazy board state here. Now, the Allah's Dust is great, but that means that they'll keep all their artifacts, and there's a bunch of artifacts that are a problem. You know, I mean that's a problem right there. Eternal Witness, what do they want to grab back? They cascaded into Cyclonic Rift. What do they want to target here? Targeting our... Is it our Aven Mind Sensor? Or is this the Maelstrom Wanderer? Yeah, they targeted the Maelstrom Wanderer there. Okay. Alright, Eternal Witness coming down. Going to return something. Maybe the Cyclonic Rift. They can go for that. Yeah, looks like Cyclonic Rift. They're going to return everything to everybody's hands. That means that this Jace's Archivist can get rid of all the problem cards. And just leave people with, whatever, 3 cards in the hand or whatever they want. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's going to be 6 from one of these opponents here. Yeah, 7 cards in this hand. The Cyclonic Rift will make it even more cards that they can draw into with Jace's Archivist. To be honest, this... it's not really a combo, is it? This turn looks crazy. And it's crazy entertaining, too. Alright, so Phyrexian Metamorph coming down. Thanks to the Green Warden and the Mirasa, they can go ahead and grab something else back. Maybe the Gilded Lotus. Probably what they're going to go for. Unless they want to Vandal Blast and get rid of our 2 artifacts before they go for Cyclonic Rift. Although I'm not sure why they would want to go for that. More cards in our hand. I mean, it's just going to get destroyed once they wheel with Jace's Archivist anyways. They've got a bunch of mana, though. So let's see what they go for. I'm going to play something else while I wait. Now, we might be dead here, but there's no guarantee. You know, there's definitely no guarantee that we're dead. They're going to get a lot of value, but we do have a lot of board wipes in the deck. We've got 4 in this deck. I'm sure that the other 2 decks have board wipes as well. So we'll see where they go for. We are at 10 Yidris damage. Yidris is not on the board yet. And so unless they find something that can grant haste, we probably won't be taking more. Demir Signet coming down, okay. Bunch of Signets, which works great in multiples with Paradox Engine. I'm just glad that they only found Signets. Signets pretty low impact on a board like this, because they're just gonna grab more mana, but they need more cards. I think is what they need here, or even ways to give opponents more cards in the hand, because they can just wheel into Jace's Archivist, there's not really a way to make people lose cards with Jace's Archivist, now that I think about it. I was kind of thinking about it the other way around. But people can only gain more cards with the Archivist in hand, or on the battlefield. And they do have plenty of blue mana to use the Archivist on. Alright, Yidris coming down. I guess they didn't tutor into anything, right? Or they didn't find anything. Just gotta go down to the bottom here. Look at all these revealed cards. Still going, still going. The Mirror Signet's what they found. They might be out of cards less than 4. They might have found them all. Alright, Mana Reflection, that's going to be pretty great because that works for all their Signets too. Alright, what are they going to cascade into? Let's see if they've got Wheel of Fortune. Everybody discards and draws 7. Okay. That's going to give us plenty more cards to find here. Alright, we found some interesting cards. In terms of things that we can recur, with the Sword of Light and Shadow, we can recur our creatures, so that's these 2. We can also recur equipment with Nahiri. That means that we're going to be losing Darksteel Mutation and Weatherlight and Soul Ring. Not the best, but certainly not the worst either. We lost our All Is Dust. We can't recur that, unfortunately. They're still going. They are still going. They got 7 cards in hand. Maybe they found some more wheels. Who knows? Looking at the revealed cards, though, I'm not really seeing anything that would let them win this turn. Ooh, Urbrask the Hidden would let them win here. With Aggravated Assault and the Paradox Engine, that might be something else that we see them go for. So yeah, they might get enough damage here to just kill everyone. They'll have to use that Cyclonic Rift first, which they did not do. They put Cyclonic Rift into the graveyard. Personally, I would have gone for that in response to the wheel. Muldrotha, something else they can get. Yeah, it's looking like just the Urbrask the Hidden here is going to be what they're looking for. They're digging for that Urbrask to give everything haste. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like just Urabrask is what they'll want to go for. They have a couple of options to get there. Just keep cascading into stuff until you finally find it. You know, Soul of the Harvest, another way they can find it. Brooding Saurian, interesting choice there. Copy enchantment. What are they going to copy? They're going to copy Mechanized Production. Where are they going to enchant it to? Onto, that's the Soul Ring, and to onto one of the copies of the Soul Ring. Onto token copy of that. Okay, cool. So if they find enough extra turn spells here, we might actually die from Mechanized Production as well. We got to keep that in mind also. So I don't know if they're playing any extra turn spells. I didn't see any while I was scrolling through, but I might have missed it. All right, Gruul Signet cascading into. What are they going to cascade into here? Tapping out more mana. Okay. They've got a ton of mana here. 45, 51, plus 43. That's 94, 120. I mean, they got 120 something, 130, 140, somewhere around there. Let's see, 51 plus 6, 57, plus 46, so that's 96 plus 7, that's 113. No, 103 plus 42, that's 145. I mean, they're up there in terms of mana. They've got a wheel on board. They can find another wheel in their hand. Drawing more cards. Muldrotha the Gravetide. Alright, they can cast spells from their graveyard now. This is actually kind of cool, though, because we do get to see them kind of to go off. And that's what happens when you get the Paradox Engine on the board here. Yidris, definitely an interesting card. I think of our opponents might not have been too aggressive into going to attacking Angel of Hope, but I didn't want to kind of band all of us against them just because I didn't really see any of them being too on board with that. And at the same time, Angel of Hope wasn't too scary until like right now. Right now, I think they could definitely, everybody's going to be attacking them. But we don't have a board wipe in hand. They still do have this activation with Jason's Archivist that they can go for. All right, Brooding Saurian. Okay, coming down. Muldrotha. Let me get some more water here. Nearly out. I'm going to go ahead and here say I appreciate everyone sticking around and not conceding. All right, Phyrexian Reclamation coming down. They can start recurring creatures from their graveyard. Do they have a sack outlet on board? If they do, then they can just cascade through their entire deck and get a bunch of... Well, I guess it only does that. It just only lets them cascade through their entire deck. Not really sure it does anything else. But if they do have a sack outlet, they can eventually find that Urabrask by sacrificing a 6-drop here and bringing it back, casting it again, and repeat over and over and over. So the question is, do they have enough creatures in their deck? Do they have enough creatures in the deck to be able to deal, let's see, 84 plus 35, that's 115, 119? Yeah, 119. Do they have enough to deal 119 damage? Maybe. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what they go for. Right now, though, they're just going for as much Cascade as they can go. Rashmi's not going to do anything right now. If they can't kill us all, then whoever survives the onslaught will have to try to... I mean, it was part of the deal, but like we could all definitely just agree to concede here. We're definitely not ever getting another turn. That's only if she doesn't find Urabrask. And even then, she has to get 119 damage on the field. And also bring back Cyclonic Rift. That said, the only thing I see missing that would get her there is a sack outlet. All right, Windfall, going to, you know, wheel and then wheel. Got a bunch of mana. All right, so let's see what we get with our first wheel. All right, we're drawing 7 cards here. Now, they are down to 53, so us being at 77, 77, 73, if they just keep wheeling a bunch, that's not necessarily going to be good enough. Because they're gonna lose to the wheels before the rest of us. All right, Whispering Madness. We're gonna discard what we just drew into. Bunch of lands. Not usually what you like to see after a couple of wheels. Just because it's like, man, I had a bunch of good stuff and now I don't. You know, now it's all in the graveyard. Now we can bring back creatures with Sword of Light and Shadow. Maybe Recruiter of the Guard. I don't think it's gonna be too useful here. We could bring back equipment. Well, we'd have to find something really good to be still in this game if we survive. Now they still have a wheel on board that they can go for. Jace's Archivist definitely can go for that on board. So let's see what they go for. And they do have to keep this. This is not a competitive deck. This is as competitive as it gets. Hey, EDH isn't about playing what's the most. I'm gonna put here, EDH is more about playing stuff that's viable, not stuff that's competitive. At least in my opinion. And you know what? If you want to go and play competitive EDH, you know, power to you. I don't mind at all. But I think we need more communication in terms to just say. I think that we need more communication to say that this is a competitive EDH game. This is a CEDH, and I think saying that it's Commander, I think that's dishonest. Honestly, personally, I think that's a dishonest thing to say. When the majority of people who play Commander look at CEDH and they don't see it as the same format, I think it's a bit manipulative to try to hide a CEDH game as a regular Commander game. There was someone who posted, I can't remember if it was on a Facebook group that I'm part of or if it was on Reddit, but they said something like, at my local game store, we all play CEDH. So this one guy got mad when he joined. And I think, you know, part of that reason that a person gets mad is because there was not enough communication to say that this is not Commander. It is CEDH. When you say that CEDH is like Commander, I think you really miss out. All right, they're drawing 4 cards here, which means that they can make us mill more with Jace's Archivist, but I'm sure they're just going to want to draw a bunch of cards. Now, I'm not really talking about what they're doing here as much. You can definitely see what they're doing here, and it's not really as interesting for me to just read out what they're going for. Same thing with someone mentioned a while back. You know, sometimes I read what's in the chat, but sometimes I don't. I used to read everything though. They said, you know, you don't need to read it. We can read it ourselves. But yeah, same kind of deal. You know, you can see what's going on here. I think it's more interesting here to talk about some of the podcast like things that people do talk about. Now, if you haven't seen, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but if you haven't seen, there is a YouTube channel by the name of Praetor Magic. They have a podcast called Reflections of the Council that they live stream on Twitch, and they invited me to be a guest speaker on there. Very gracious of them. I really am appreciative. They didn't need to do that at all. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not even. I forgot. We're not in a state that they could go for the attack. So even if they do find Erebus, it's not going to mean anything. Unless they find an aggravated assault, and then they can go for it. Never mind. But yeah, if you haven't seen that video, it was a lot of fun. We talked about our favorite legendary creatures from Guilds of Ravnica, and I'm not going to spoil what I said there, But I definitely had a different list of ones that I thought were the most powerful, and that's really what we talked about, was the ones that were the most powerful and were the most fun. Because the way I tend to see it are, they activate the Jace's Archivist. Let's see a good hand, maybe some ways to get rid of creatures and artifacts. That would be nice if we find an austere command. Uh-oh, just crashed. I'll be right back. Be right back. Alright, welcome back. We're looking to see how Angel here is attacking. Attacking us with Yidris. Attacking us with Wayward Swordtooth. And Torian Mauler. Okay. So we're seeing exactly how they want to split up the damage. They've got more than enough to kill us all here. So it's just about the just the math part here. So all they got to do is just math. Alright, so right now we're getting dealt 9, 12, 18... 25 and 32. Yeah, 32, 37. All right, that's enough to kill us. All right, so are these still attacking us? They are. I think that's more than enough, though. Unless I just don't have this open, and that's why it's not showing me who else they're attacking. No, it looks like it's all coming at us. We're gonna see here at the end too, you know, where everything's going. All right, no, so this one's going at who's this? Drakey, and a bunch of them going at Drakey. They're gonna have to do some annihilations. 4 annihilators. Definitely an interesting game here, but you know what? That happens every now and then, and I'm cool with that. That's just how the cookie crumbles, you know. Okay, so it looks like they've probably got enough here. They're just going to be dealing some extra damage just because they can. Just dealing some damage all around. Look at all that. Alright, cool. So they're going to go find a land. Annihilator 4 is going to trigger. The damage is going to happen, and we will all be dead. Alright, so now they're going to Omnath, Tatiova, and Tireless Tracker here. Yeah, you know, okay, yeah. It's good. It's all good, you know. Am I a salty man? No, I'm not salty. I actually think this is kind of cool. It's kind of cool to watch someone go from so little. I know it wasn't actually like little. I mean, they were still the scariest on the board, I think. But not to the point where it was like arch enemy yet, and then go to like boom, just win in one turn. You know, Paradox Engine will do that. So, like I said, if Paradox Engine does get banned, I will not be surprised. And at the same time. Excuse me. At the same time, I'm not actively calling for it to be banned, but I think with this, you know, with this game and a couple of other games that I've had on my channel as well, it definitely has proven to be a very problematic card in terms of being so easy to use to win the game. You're welcome. Annihilator 4. Never seen this deck do this. Yeah, Paradox Engine. Once it gets going, it gets going. All right, I guess we're waiting on. Yeah, we're waiting on Drakey. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a. I'm gonna send them a message as well. Let's find Drakey in here. Where's Drakey? Where are you at? There we go. All right, there we go. Never mind. Never mind. They got it. Sacrificing some lands. No big deal. Look at all this nonsense. That's pretty cool. You know, Yidris, very powerful. I like I said, when I saw 3 scary creatures, kind of similar to the other game with Nahiri, saw 3 scary creatures, and I knew this could be a rough one. This is definitely gonna be a rough one. All right, Annihilator 4. They're still annihilating some stuff. Sacrificing Scattered Groves. All right. Maybe it's just their internet here is kind of having some trouble handling all this stuff. But power to you, Drakey. You can do it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what damage is being dealt where. All right, so I'm being attacked with all those things. All right, so Drakey is being attacked with all of those, and McGriff being with all those. Okay, so. If you're still watching it, I did the math. Somebody can see here, you know, I'll show you what's going on. But I'll do the math and make sure that people would be dying here. But I'm pretty sure it's like, not a question of whether or not somebody's fed. But I have seen someone who's got such a crazy board slide like this, and they just miscounted, and someone's up to left with 5 life or something, and then in their hand they got something like this Hour of Revelation, for example, to destroy all non-land permanents, and suddenly the game's still on, and they don't have to necessarily be white. They could also be they could be a colorless deck if they have Boom Pile. They go Boom Pile, tap it, win the flip, destroy all non-land permanents. I mean, it's definitely something that I've seen happen a couple of times. How much mana? They've got enough mana. I don't think that Drakey here will. But they could also go for something like Oblivion Stone. I think that's more played than Boom Pile, surprisingly. I mean, maybe not so surprisingly. It's just, in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, well, it's twice as much mana. Is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe not. People do play Nevin Rawls Disc, though, so it makes me think that waiting a turn isn't so bad. Kozilek Butcher of Truth. We're waiting on the rest of the Annihilations. Let me go ahead and send Drakey a message. Everything still good? Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's see if... Oh, deciding. Okay. Deciding. I don't think it matters here. Well, maybe... Well, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they're deciding. I bet you they want to keep... I mean, they're going to be dealt 54 damage, though, right? They have to be. Drakey. Let's take a look at what Drakey's being attacked with. Drakey, Ramanov Excavator. Let's go ahead and subtract that. Let's go ahead and let's take a look. So... Actually can't see. Well, I guess I have that open here. So... Alright, so Ramanov Excavator, that's 49. SRAM, that's another 5. So, Omnath, another 5. Wayward Swordtooth, so 20. I'll come back to that one. 20, I probably shouldn't. Alright, 20, 26. 29. 39 plus 3, 42. Where is this at? 42, 49. 49, 54, yeah. Alright, well, they're being dealt 54 damage here anyways. They did time out, but that's fine. Declare blockers. I can block something? Nice. It's got trample, though, so it doesn't really matter that much. Let's block the biggest thing. Let's block this Muldrotha. Okay, we'll block the Muldrotha, and we'll take more than... Now my friend won't be able to watch. No, I'm still uploading. Alright, so we're going to take the 6 trampling over from Muldrotha. Yeah, in case you're wondering, there are a couple of exceptions. I don't like to go through them all, but if a concession or a bug, for example, doesn't matter, it literally would have the same effect, and I know that for sure, then I'll still upload. But yeah, just because they conceded here doesn't mean that they survived. Like they were still going to die here. They were being dealt 7 more. They're going to be a -7, in case you're curious, But look at that. They won. -12, -7, and -15. Very cool. Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a loss for us, but it's a loss for us. But I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. And I will see you next time in the Blood Hall.